You guys want to know what biology really has to say about this? Before we develop into male or female, we actually all start out as assholes. Did you know that? When an egg and sperm join together, it develops a zygote, and that's when you are either XX or XY. However, having a Y chromosome does not make you male. There's a lot more to it. So once you become that zygote, that cell divides a bunch of times and then it becomes a sandwich shape. And then after the sandwich shape, it rolls into like a tube. And any animal that has a spinal cord will first develop either a mouth, which is called a protostome, which means first mouth, or a deuterostome, which means second mouth. We develop asshole first. That rolling up process and turning into an asshole is called gastrulation. After we make our butthole, our cells start to migrate into their rudimentary places and we sort of start to look like an animal cookie. You have limb nubs, there's like a place where your head's gonna be. You're still not male or female yet. At this stage, we are all undifferentiated. Our gonads are not differentiated into ovaries or testes yet. We're not making any sex hormones. This area of developing genitals on the embryo is called the cloaca. It's not male or female yet. Okay, here's what's really interesting. At the same time this is going on, the very early stages of egg or sperm production is also occurring, and it actually starts in the head portion. This is where they start out. It's called primordial germ cells. We're not male or female yet. These are primordial. Now get this. Those primordial germ cells that start up in the head region migrate down the embryo through all of the other development going on in a straight line down to an area called the genital ridge. During that journey of going down the body, they are also maturing and developing as it's migrating down the body. Once it reaches the genital ridge, it has matured to the point where it is ready to either become an egg or a sperm. Still not male or female yet. At this point, it's called bipotential gonads. Okay, now this is the part where the chromosomes get involved, so pay attention. In both the XX and XY genotype, the default developmental pathway is to become female. There is a gene that is only present on the Y chromosome called SRY gene, which stands for sex determining region of the Y chromosome. You cannot develop into a male without that gene. You can have a Y chromosome, but if you do not have that gene, you will develop into a female. Delete your angry paragraphs, I'm not done yet. Now, having the Y chromosome and the SRY gene is when this rudimentary genital area starts to differentiate into male. But that's still not enough to develop into a full male. There's another gene called the DMRT1, and that has to keep telling the area that is developing into a male that it is male. If there's something wrong with that gene, you will not develop into a male. So when do you develop into a full male? It's actually a very long and complicated process, and the steps that I just explained are the very rudimentary beginning steps of becoming male. During the developmental process of becoming a male, you can be stalled at any step, and that is where we get intersex people. Now, the degree of intersex does depend on what developmental events did and did not occur. And that is the point of contention with our Olympic athletes. Male characteristics are progressively acquired, and the process can be stalled at any point. So in order to determine if there's a genetic male advantage in this situation, you would have to know where in this process did male differentiation and development stall. Simply having a Y chromosome is not enough to make you male. That is what the biology says.